right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the under 2250 event winner. Our winner here is Maanav Shah. He has played a very impressive bracket. He had just beaten Alex Avery in 3-0. Maanav, how do you feel coming off that win?
I mean, I feel like ecstatic right now because I was down 9-3 in the third game and I came back.
Before I want to get to the games, I just want to ask you a couple of questions about you, what you're like in the games. You know, you just have a very interesting play style. But before I get to all of that, I just want to ask, how old are you, Maanav?
I'm 15.
15, wow. Where do you plan to take your table tennis career in the future?
I don't know. I'll play college when I go to college.
You're playing college? Do you plan on maybe joining any junior events or anything like that, like at the national level?
It depends. The more I play, the better I get. And then once my rating goes up, I can probably get nominated.
Sounds good. So how long have you been playing table tennis?
Coaching wise, I've been getting coached by Chris, my coach, for 4 years. And then I just played by myself for 2 years before that. So, yeah.
Wow. How often do you practice, say, in a week?
Okay, in the summer I practice 3 to 4 times a week, right? And when school starts, I usually come on Fridays and Saturdays.
So those 3 or 4 times you come in the summer, what would you say is the average length of those practices?
I mean, I'm just coaching kids, so
Oh, so that's how you get your
gets me
practice?
more consistent, yeah.
Okay, what about those practice sessions that you get with Chris?
Chris, that's every Friday.
So when I see you practice with Chris, I want to say the practicing style is kind of very fluid. You guys kind of do whatever.
Yeah.
What kind of practice do you guys do, drill wise?
In the beginning we just warm up, we do forehands and then we do backhands, and then after that, he makes me practice flips like banana like that and strawberry like that, and we also practice the falconberry drill, which makes me move around the table a lot, so I think helps me improve my footwork. And obviously other those are
You have a very interesting play style in that you're always just so far away from the table. It feels like you're playing 2 courts over. I just wanted to ask, does that ever get you tired, or can you always keep that same pace across all the games that you play?
I don't really always play like that. It kind of depends on the player. If the player hits the ball really hard, I kind of have to go back in order to get more time. But since I'm back, I have to cover more distance in the same amount of time, and almost. But yeah, it kind of gets tiring. But then if you just drink something every game, I feel a lot better. You get energized like that. Yeah, it's gotta keep on keeping yourself hydrated.
So you have a very interesting backhand from away from the table. It's a very flat shot.
Yeah.
Is that something that you practiced, or is that just something that you just started doing out of whatever?
Originally I didn't practice it, but then I noticed my flat hits getting better than my loop, so I just continue practicing that. And it's hard for people to get back because they're not used to that. People are used to receiving loops.
So do you feel with that flat hit very far away from the table, well, in addition to your general play style that is very far, as you continue, players have spinnier, shorter strokes, faster off the bounce. Do you feel that would kind of limit you in any way, or?
Yeah, if the player takes the ball early, it's obviously not good for me. But then I come up to the table and I start playing off the bounce.
Right, for sure. Okay, so I want to talk about today's games. I didn't get to see the games you played in the group stage, but from what I've seen in the scores, you played against Santiago and Sushant. Santiago, you won 3-1, and Sushant, you won 3-0, which on paper looks very convincing. It looks like a very convincing victory. Did you struggle at all in those games, or was it as simple as
a little bit because they were my warm-up matches. I wasn't really warmed up.
All right. So, moving on to your playoff bracket, you played first game against Faith. Faith is a very very quick, very fast on her feet kind of player. Plays the ball sometimes off the bounce. Has a very dynamic, active play style. Did you have any hard time at all against Faith?
In the beginning, it took me a little while to get used to it, but then I realized that I can't really play that far. But if I do play far, I have to lob because that's one of the weaknesses So I chose to come up, and I also started punching the ball close and taking it off the bounce early.
For sure. Now here's a very interesting player that gave everybody such an extremely hard time today. Richard.
Rich do it.
Yeah, Rich has very he has flat hits, and he has a very unorthodox play style.
Yeah.
As I was saying in one of my games, that Rich's strokes, after he plays the ball, it doesn't even seem to go off the end of the table. He seems to go off the side of the table with how hard he angles from one side to the extreme other side. And many players today, they were just absolutely walked all over because they just weren't fast enough on the pace in order to get those shots. And you're just very quick on your feet.
Yeah.
With the kind of play style that you play. What was the game like playing against Richard?
In the beginning, it took a little getting used to, but then I started staying closer to him because I didn't really angle it. So then I had to smash every opportunity I could get. So if he hit a little high ball, I would have to punch it. And then he just blocks it back, and then I continue doing the same thing when misses. Because he doesn't really have any problem against my serves.
Yeah.
His rubber is like really dead, so any spin doesn't really affect him.
So would you say that's kind of perhaps more having to adjust yourself to like an anti-spin type of rubber, or?
It's not that. It's almost as dead as that, but it's not quite that dead. So yeah.
So it seems today in all of your games, perhaps Richard got the closest to you. Would that be a fair thing to say?
Yeah, he was in fifth. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he likes cheese.
And then let's talk about your final. So somebody that always gave you a hard time. It seems like you're always at the top of that hill, fighting through to reach the other side, but Alex just always shuts you down in those like crucial moments. So you were finally able to break through today and beat Alex 3-0. Such a convincing victory. What was different about today? What made you be able to just shut down the games, even though Alex was kind of looking alright in his game?
I'm like, I have to win. Like last time I lost 10-6. I was up 10-6 in fifth and I lost, and I was like so pissed. So then I had to fight over that mental power.
I want to take it game one by one. So in the first game, it was somewhat close. You're still like feeling each other out in the beginning, and it was an alright game. How did you feel going in the first game of the set?
Pretty nervous, but then as I got more points, I'm like, okay, I gotta keep up this power, and I gotta stay focused and keep on doing the same thing. So you
second game, it just seems to be like a walk-off home run.
Yeah, it's like 11-2 or 3.
Just took off. Yeah, Alex seemed kind of tilted there. He seemed kind of upset. He was like, you know what, I might just forget about this game and moving forward, like his thought process.
He wasn't playing that good that game.
I'll just do better in the third game. But then came the third game.
He was up 9-3.
He was up 9-3, and you won 6 points in a row.
To 9-9.
In a row, you brought back the equalizer. It was 9-9.
He had match point, right?
Yeah, he had match point. It was 10-9, and then you brought back deuce. When you're so far down, 3-9, what's your thought process? Did you think at any time at all, you know what, this game's kind of over, I'll just forget about it and I'll just go on? Or what is your thought process? Do you just like chip away?
I try to get the most points as possible, so it kind of like strikes fear in him that he can get as many points. But I kind of like also gave up at the same time. But when I realized I started getting some points, I started trying more.
So you're kind of just slowly chipping away.
Yeah, I was like chipping away.
At that advantage, and you were like, oh, you know what? I can kind of do this. I can kind of win in this game. When he got that match point 10, you're like, oh man, it's not gonna end like this. It's gonna.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta win. I gotta fight. Get the last win.
So let's talk about your coach. Who's your coach?
Chris Lehman.
Chris Lehman. I know Chris is an international referee.
Yeah.
And he talks to you a lot during the time out between the games that you have. Is there any like profound insight that he gives you that makes you play better, or is it just kind of what you guys do in practice and just transitions to the game?
It depends on the person. Like, he told me when I was playing Alex, he said don't let up the pace because I was up 2-0. And he also told me to stay close to the table and attack. Don't let up pretty much when I'm winning. When I'm losing, it kind of depends on the player's style. What he tells me to do.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Maanav, final question. Do you have any advice for any of our upcoming Princeton Pong players, any players that would be watching this interview that want to get better at table tennis?
Just practice a lot. That's pretty much it. And you should also try to like improve your footwork by like running outside, or you could also do other exercises like push-ups, especially for arm strength. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Maanav, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yep.
And I believe you're playing the 2500 today as well?
No, I'm playing the 3000 doubles.
Oh, 3000 doubles. Well, nobody watches those anyway, so.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for joining us today, guys, and I hope you have a great day.
Yep, see ya.